Because it might activate a Fauna Shaman or something.
Oh man, it has to search through its deck.
Okay.
Blue-green madness.
Here we go.
All right, we have Alcibiades. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that correctly. Felix against Alexander Kwan, and on the left, Mr. Felix is playing Blue-Green Madness. Pretty exciting. On the right, Alexander Kwan is playing Painter Servant. So we'll have to see what these two players bring to the table. Now, Blue-Green Madness is one of those decks that everybody kind of has this memory of how it dominated the standard format it was in. If you went to Friday Night Magic's in 2004, I guess it was, maybe 2002.
2000. I want to say 2004.
Maybe a little before that.
Maybe 2002.
But Blue-Green Madness was the dominant standard deck for a very long time. And I'm sure this version is very different, but it still uses trusty Wild Mongrel and Basking Root Walla, and apparently Aquamoebas. Pretty exciting. Here we go.
Players, we have a lost wallet. If you could take a moment and take a look around you, we're looking for a red, silver, and black Rip Curl wallet. If you do find that, please raise your hand and call for a judge to come pick it up. Once again, we are looking for a red, silver, and black Rip Curl wallet. If you do see that,
the thing about Painter Servant is that it has the ability to just kill you on turn 2. And that's dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, we were watching a match at another event where the player played a turn 2 kill with the Painter Servant versus an opponent who, well, I think it was round 1 of the Legacy, and they were like, "Oh, wow! I didn't realize you could do that."
Happened? I think they actually played a Noble Hierarch and died.
Yeah,
So they had a turn 1 play. I'm excited about turn 1 Noble Hierarch all the time. I'm significantly more excited about turn 1 Grindstone, turn 2 Painter Lion's Eye Diamond, though.
Yeah. 2002 was when Madness was still getting a lot of play in Standard.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe that was that long ago.
It's been a while. All right. Now, I wonder who's on the play in this game. That would be somewhat... Ooh, Alex has really nice sleeves. I wonder where he got those. Oh, those look like the new Star City Games Wit sleeves. Mm-hmm. You can find those on StarCityGames.com. I need to get me a new set of Don't Daze Me Bro sleeves. All right, Alex is on the play, it looks like, and he starts with a fetch land. As somebody who's played a good deal of Painter, he's just going to probably grab a Valk Island. Or a Basic Island. I'm not sure. Mr. Felix may have Wastelands in his deck. It leads off with a top. Now, Mr. Felix is thinking about countering the top. Probably has Forceful in his hand. Top's a pretty important card in a lot of these matchups.
Is that a Mox?
That is, in fact, a Mox Opal.
Mox Opal? Okay.
And he plays a Lion's Eye Diamond. So now he's able to go ahead and use his Div Top on his opponent's end step. I don't think there's going to be any more action coming out of those spells this turn. Or he may actually be playing something like a Goblin Welder here off of the...
That looks like a welder.
Yeah.
Oh, Goblin Welder. One of my favorite cards in Magic. On the other side of the table.
And his opponent...
Energy Flux gets a Force of Will for that Goblin Welder.
That's interesting. Energy Flux is a very powerful card in this matchup. His hand may be very aggressive, and he's decided that Energy Flux is not his game plan.
Pithing Needle on top.
That's an excellent play, and the fact that Alex didn't get a chance to use the top at all
In
is going
response,
to.
he can still.
With Patrick Sullivan, Frankie Mock.
Wow,
please
not really do much of use.
Yeah, I mean,
Frankie
Get it
Mock.
into his hands so that he can brainstorm it away perhaps later, or otherwise.
yeah, I mean, he drew a card with it, but now he's just going to draw the top anyway.
Right,
so.
but it's maybe better than having it in his hand than having it in play.
Oh yeah, I mean, he could brainstorm it away potentially.
Yeah. And just puts it back down.
Huh. That's interesting.
Get our second land. Is it a wasteland? Yep,
It
there
in
is a
fact
wasteland. And a noble hierarch.
So, Mr. Felix leads off with a noble hierarch.
So now the Alexander Kwan play earlier, finding that basic land makes a little bit more sense yet. Brainstorm there.
And Alex,
So interesting that he wants to have that. I guess the top end play does mean his Mox works.
that's true. And he's kind of stuck on mana if it's not for that, so.
And now he has a Seat of Synod. So he,
Yeah, and I mean, now it looks like he's like pretty flooded out, so it's looking pretty rough. He doesn't even have a fetch land to get rid of the stuff that he, the brainstorm. So he has at least two more turns here from Alexander Kwan, where he's just going to get bashed by Mr. Felix over here.
We don't have any evidence yet that Felix has the aggressive draw. Obviously, that's the draw he wants to have, and he's got lots of ways to do it. Attacks for 1. There are 3 possible 2-drops here that might be of note. Aquamoeba, Fauna Shaman, or Wild Mongrel, and he says go.
If he doesn't have any of those 2-drops in his hand, and he doesn't have more 1-drops in his hand, we can probably assume he has like some number of Vengevine. Those are interesting tells to look for when you're playing game of Magic. If your opponent misses key drops, then just based on what you know that is in his deck, you can usually figure out what cards that probably means he has. So you know when he's going to play other big spells. For example, like if he didn't play anything on turn 3 or 4, and he had a 2-drop, or you know that his deck has like lots of 2, 3, and 4 drops, then you can safely assume he's going to have a 5-drop.
One of the questions here is if he's going to Intuition, and Intuition for Vengevine. We don't know if he has Intuitions in his deck at all.
I wonder if he has like a Memnite or something like that.
End of the turn Intuition. There it is.
There it is. And this is really scary for Alex.
Alex says go ahead.
I'm excited to see what he gets. Like I said, he may actually have multiple Vengevines stuck in his hand. Considering the way the game's progressed, that seems like a very real possibility.
What is that?
Fauna Shaman.
Fauna Shaman. So we got the tutor.
Yeah. I mean, that's still an incredibly powerful
Oh
card.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, he's making sure his graveyard order is appropriate. Draw.
And here
Fauna.
we go. Here's a Fauna Shaman. Probably gets in for 1. Maybe rip the Brainstorm.
Alexander Kwan is thinking about this. What you got there in your hand? How many cards? Besides another Intuition in your hand?
Oof.
Attack for 1.
Yeah, and I mean, if Mr. Felix gets on tap, it's all but over at this point. Okay, so another brainstorm here from Alex. He finds a Painter Servant and a Goblin Welder. He's certainly going to be able to resolve one of those 2 cards.
Okay. Is that doing some counting?
Right. So it's a servant.
Servant.
Now, let's see. I think he has a welder in his hand.
I see a welder as well. Sure.
Yeah, now he has to, I guess he had to name a color. Presumably he's naming blue.
Thank you.
Joe Lawson to the main event stage, please. Joe Lawson to the main event stage.
All right. Now, things get really dangerous really quickly for Felix, though. Even if Alex, or even if he does like the insane Vengevine play next turn, which is probably what's going to happen, Alex can still just untap and get him.
Is that a land in Alex's hand? Is that what that is? Is land in Alex's hand?
Yes. I believe his last card is a land.
So basically, he needs to find something, right?
Yeah, he doesn't have much action. Oh, it's another top. Right.
Okay, yeah, that looks like a top to me as well. And Alexander said, or Mr. Felix, I'll say, sits back on an intuition.
Let's see.
Intuition can always tutor for force of wills as well.
Yeah, intuition's a very powerful spell. I mean, it does exactly what you need to do when you need to do it. As long as you have 3 copies of that card left.
He says go. Fauna Shaman. Dishes of Vengevine. Felix's side of the table is 2 land, a Noble Hierarch, a Fauna Shaman, and a Pithing Needle naming Sensei's Divining Top. He is currently discarding a Vengevine to his Fauna Shaman and searching for a card. Meanwhile, on the other side of the table, we've got, it looks like, is that 4 land or 5 land? 4 land and a Mox, yep. A Lion's Eye Diamond, a Painter Servant, a Goblin Welder, and a Sensei's Divining Top that's shut down. We know that there's a Sensei's Divining Top in Alexander Kwan's hand and another mystery card. We also know that there is an Intuition in Felix's hand. Is that a Shrieking Drake? Shrieking Drake.
That is, in fact, a Shrieking Drake. What?
Legacy players, that is time. Once again, Legacy players, that is time for the final round. Active player, please finish your turn and complete the up to 5 additional turns.
Okay, so
time for the 8th final round, Legacy Open.
Now Shrieking Drake can just—it's a core Skyfisher that costs 1 mana. That is hilarious. That is not something I expected to see at all.
Wow.
But I mean, it seems pretty good.
What a great way to influence your Vengevines. That's awesome. Actually, the thing that's nice about it is that it lets you have a pitch target for Force of Will as well. I mean, so I mean, it has a role to activate Vengevines, and it also is a Force of Will bait. Shrieking Drake, how exciting! And then it looks like what spell did he use there to get rid of the Painter Servant? Was that a Nature's Claim or?
The Fauna Shaman just attacked there.
Ah, there we go. Blocked.
Yes.
Blocked. Okay. And there's another top. The top for the welder now is just welder bait.
Yeah.
And we have Intuition number 2.
And this one's probably going for Vengevines.
With that Shrieking Drake in hand?
Yeah. I don't think you get much else with a Shrieking Drake.
Easier to watch on this one than it is to watch the masses of people.
Yeah.
We have, this is an exciting deck, Mr. Felix over here.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
I was never a fan of Madness when it was like really, really big back in the day. And not because it wasn't good. I just really didn't enjoy playing it. I didn't enjoy playing against it. Which, I liked playing Psychotog. That was a fun deck to play. I played Ponza then, so that's good.
Roar the Worm does well against Ponza.
I crushed Madness with Ponza. I won my state championship that year with Ponza.
Really?
I played against numerous Roar of the Worms. I think I beat Madness 4 times or maybe 3 times that day.
Huh, I'm so confused right now.
Is that Careful Study?
Mm-hmm.
What a card to tutor for. Now, Alcibiades Felix is he is playing for top 8 here, I believe. If we look at this, so I'm going to be willing to bet that he has a good reason to go for that Careful Study.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he knows exactly what he's doing.
He's probably got 2 Vengevines in his hand right now.
That makes sense. He just peeled a Wonder? What?
Wonder.
That is a nice one.
I really want... I'm just watching these old cards play out. Shrieking Drake. He didn't even bring... He doesn't even have the Necrotal to bring back with it.
Oh my goodness, this is just... Okay, so they're still on a time extension. Alright. Now...
Okay. So many cards. There is a dangerous card there. Brainstorm, giving him 3 new potential cards. Lion's Eye Diamond. I think I've seen Intuition.
Yeah,
Lion's Eye Diamond. Intuition. I see a Force of Will in his hand, I think. Oh, I did not see a... Wow, that's it. Goblin Welder in play.
That's it.
He can stifle. He can interdict. We don't have his list, so we don't know. We don't know if he has those in his deck. And does it work? He's asking. Is it there? Do I have you? Is it in play? I'm waiting. You tell me. The needle is on Sensei's Divining Top right now. And he says it's good. Oh, is that it for Mr. Felix? You know, he could have a Croson Reclamation.
That means that's not a real card.
Oh my gosh.
If there was a Croson...
Is there a blessing in his deck or something?
If there was a Croson Reclamation in his deck, that would make it happen. I mean, he's playing all these old school cards. I don't even know what to expect.
Yeah, it's completely possible.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to quiet speculate for some roar the worms and deep analysis.
Alexander Kwan is like, what could this guy possibly have? I hope that there's something. I hope that he has something. Croson Grip. That'll do it.
No, that doesn't do it.
There we go. Brings it right back.
Yeah, it doesn't do it at all.
Yeah, the Goblin Welder being there is the insurance policy. Are we going to see the hand extend?
Looks like it. I mean, he has no cards now. I have no mana open. Like, there isn't really a free card.
Like I said, you
That
could have
does
a Croson
anything.
Reclamation, you could have Emrakul, you could have Gaia's Blessing.
Those cards do it.
I mean, I'm not going to be willing to put him out if he is playing Shrieking Drake. You know, if he's...
Ooh, yeah, this one.
Nope, he's got nothing. There we go. Alexander Kwan. He's like, what does he have? What does he have?
Yeah. Wow. There we are.